Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. So last night was high drama. It was checking Hasbro Pulse every 20 minutes just to get an update to see where the Rancor, the HasLab Star Wars Black Series project was going to go. It had fallen so far after so many disappointing stretch goal reveals that it definitely didn't seem like it was going to go through. But within the literal 11th hour, there was this huge surge, and so many people started backing it. I guess it was this realization of, wait, I do actually want this thing. I don't care how much it costs. I'm going to buy it. I want it, and I don't even care they didn't put any cool stretch goals in it. I'm going to buy it. So it went from low or high 6,000s to 7,000, pretty much a really quick jump. And then it started tricking back up to 8,000 to reach that 9,000 goal to actually reach production. And by 11:45, it was going closer. It was 8,200, 8,300, then 8,400, and was like, well, geez, is this thing actually going to get done? I mean, it was getting to the point where every minute it was reaching another 100 backers and subscribers or whatever. So 11:59 came and it reached 8,474 backers. And right at midnight, sure enough, there was a big, you are not going to be able to get this thing because unfortunately this project did not meet its backer goal and did not go into production. So at that point, there were a bunch of cancellations that took it down to 6,121 backers. That was not the total as of 11:59, when people were still invested and still like, oh man, maybe I can still get it. So what does this mean? Was this just a huge failure on the Star Wars team in getting out this Rancor that people actually wanted? Way back at San Diego Comic-Con, it was, all right, they're going to do another HasLab. It's going to be for Star Wars Black. I can't wait to see this Rancor. I mean, that's how long this has been something people have been anticipating. It was a very exciting project for collectors. It was like, cool, I can't wait to get this guy. And it just bombed when you look at something that should have been a no-brainer, easy success, didn't get funded. And that's kind of a bad mark for the Star Wars marketing team, because it's like, well, why did this not work? Why did Galactus and even throwing in a Doomhead reach that stretch goal when we couldn't even get the basic Rancor funded? And it's a comparable price. We have more paint than Galactus. What is it that made that Hasbro Marvel Legends HasLab so successful when ours couldn't even get funded? And I think you got to look at the big factors that Hasbro wasn't really competing with any other brand with the Marvel Legends HasLab. It was Galactus or bust. When the Hasbro team revealed the Rancor, it also had the Ghostbusters Proton Pack, and it also has the Skystriker, which is still in the process of going through for possible funding. It's in its final day as well as I'm recording this. And so you have three high profile, highly expensive projects, all of them at least over $200. And you put them out with the deadline right at Christmas time. I mean, to me, that's the biggest thing. Like, you can't put three projects up right at Christmas. And I also wonder if they had stretched this out to this Friday when more people get paid and more people have a bit more disposable income. Maybe that Christmas bonus check came in, then they'd be more inclined. On a Monday, you would hope that people are responsible in paying their bills and don't have that extra $350 lying around to, oh yeah, let me get this Rancor. Oh, I've got to get Cousin Sue and Cousin Johnny's Christmas presents. I can't do that now. So I think that had they waited until the fall, or just like right after Comic-Con, right after the Galactus project got funded, maybe wait a couple weeks, then you reveal, hey, we've got this Rancor. You guys knew it was coming. Here it is. Back it. You've got a month, and have it in right around Thanksgiving time, like right before Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I think this would have gone through, just for timing. I think the price was also an issue, $350. You can see what you're getting with the Galactus figure. It's got all these joints. The Rancor, it's kind of, you can be fooled into thinking it's just a puppet, right? Because it's just a big mass deal. And when you start seeing the pictures with articulation, it looks really cool. It has good movement. The paint job is excellent. But are you really thinking that's $350 worth of project? Maybe not. And then the stretch goals were awful. I mean, nobody really was clamoring for a big cardboard backdrop. And if you get your Rancor, there are ways to get a Gomorian guard. You don't have to wait for another 2,000 backers to get the next tier. So I think he was a really questionable first tier goal. Maybe if McKilly or Malachi, the Rancor keeper, now I'm all of a sudden stop remembering how to say his name, McKilly, if he was the original stretch goal, the first one, I think he would have propelled it to getting funded and the first stretch goal getting accomplished. If Ula was the second stretch goal, I think they get that one as well, because you could really pitch that. This is the only way you're going to get Ula. Hey, here's a Gamorrean guard that you guys have probably already tracked down just with fancy new packaging is not a stretch goal. I had a real issue with the Silver Surfer being re-released in the Galactus one, but at least you had Nova first. So going with her is like, all right, if we don't get anything else, we've got Nova, we've got Galactus. And then to make up for Surfer, they threw in another Harold Morg, and it was okay. So now we get two original figures, two brand new ones that we've never seen before, newly sculpted, and we throw in a Silver Surfer that has a base that you can actually pose with Galactus. Okay, I see some value here. There was no value in getting another Gamorrean guard. I mean, if you wanted them, you could have gotten them separate. I mean, they've been like $30. I mean, definitely cheaper than whatever add-in for a $350 figure. I mean, at that point with the stretch goals, you're wanting every stretch goal to offset the cost of the original project. So with Galactus, we got 3 figures to take that price down. I always reference the WWE Mattel Ultimate New Generation Scale Arena. That had the neon sign, it had the ring. Those were the base offerings. Then they also had Doink and Diesel Ultimate Edition figures. So they had the bonus articulation. Those figures at that time ran $30. Now they're $32.99 at retail. So if you want to go, hey, with 2022 prices, that's an even better deal. And people weren't biting. And then the stretch goal for another stretch goal was, hey, we can also give you ring skirts. Ring skirts are cool because it helps, mix it up and change up your display. Because it's not just this one deal. I've now got my WrestleMania ring skirt. I've got my In Your House ring skirt. And that helps a lot in terms of just the different options you've got with this thing. There wasn't anything like that with the Rancor. It was, hey, we can give you Salacious B. Crumb, who should be associated more with Jabba if we were going to re-release him. Or, hey, here's a Jedi Luke Skywalker in special packaging. But we're going to re-release this figure because we made an all-new sculpt. We're going to make sure this figure gets out. So then it became a thing of, well, I'm paying for McKilly. I'm paying for the Rancor. I don't really care about this bag of bones. I don't care about this cardboard backdrop. And so there was nothing really to offset the cost of this thing. It was just you're paying for 2 things essentially. And that's a lot for $350. And just one of those deals where I think that they overcharged for this guy. I think at $200, $250 even. I think it gets sold through really early. Just at the base thing. At the base level, $250 for the Rancor. All right, you throw in McKilly. You've got him. And then you can start tossing in the Gamorrean guard. You can toss in Jedi Luke. I really think Ula was another one that really would have set this thing over to the limit. I think with one more stretch goal, I mean, it was 8,474 of 9,000. I think one more new figure probably would have pushed this thing over, especially if it's the dancer in Jabba's palace that we'd never see at Target, never see at Walmart. I think that was all we really needed. And the Hasbro Star Wars team just kind of dropped the ball in terms of listening to collectors. It wasn't a thing of, oh man, what do our customers, the guys who are going to be backing this thing, what do they want? There's tons of videos, tons of posts, tons of tweets, tons of comments on the Pulse Instagram page. Hey, we want these things. And eventually the Star Wars team was like, okay, we heard you, and we're gonna listen to the feedback. We're putting out McKinley. He's gonna be a base offering. That was great. That was a smart plan. I mean, it was responding to the customer, the investors in this case, what they wanted. They didn't do Ula, and they didn't really add anybody else. Like, if they could have thrown in some other people from Jabba's palace, and those would have been exceptional stretch goals. And especially if there's the case of we're never going to see this figure at retail. I don't know if we'd see Marvel Legends Morgue. I mean, they've gone so far down into the realms of every character that anyone's on the table. But I don't know if Morgue would have made it outside of the the package option, the ability to sync him up with Galactus. So there was no indisposable character with this Rancor offering. It was just, hey, here's Salacious Crumb. And we've got something that you could kind of fudge in this 4-pack of creatures coming out soon, but don't worry about that because this is the best way to get Salacious B. Crumb. I don't know. It was just a weird deal. So the price, the timing, the lack of can't miss stretch goals really hurt this guy. And ultimately it failed because the Star Wars team just wasn't in sync with what we wanted. And I think it was so interesting that it got that close. And it shows that with just a few more tinkering, with just a few more incentives that made it from do I really need to spend $350 on this Rancor to I don't care how much the Rancor is, I'm buying it because I'm getting all these extra things. I definitely felt like that with the Marvel Legends Galactus, and I felt like that with the Mattel New Generation Ultimate Edition Arena. I mean, those projects, I felt like, yes, you guys have packed so much stuff on here. I absolutely have to get this. And I feel like you guys are selling it even further. So I'm actually coming out ahead. And I feel like that was a big deal with the Rancor. No one felt like they were going to come out ahead on this. It wasn't like, what a great deal. I cannot pass this up. It was, okay, I guess so. I really do want the Rancor. And ultimately, that's where 8,474 backers came. But it wasn't enough to get all those people who were thinking 350 is too much and they needed to throw in some more stuff to make it worthwhile. So the Rancor failed for now. And we've seen grayscale rendering, we've seen painted prototypes. I wonder, with all this investment and considering how close it was, if the Star Wars team isn't going to go back to the proverbial drawing board, come up with some better stretch goals, and in 2023 go, listen, we've decided we're going to try this one more time, and we've listened to you all, and we're going to try to incorporate all these things that you said you wanted, and we're going to run a special 1 month only opportunity to get the Rancor one more time. And I hope that they will try it again with better stretch goals. But I really hope that this does not discourage the Star Wars team for doing any more Star Wars Black Series HasLab projects. I think really it just came down to making it a can't miss proposition for everybody involved. And there are too many question marks, too many feelings that the Star Wars team didn't really know what we wanted, even though we were sharing and posting it and tweeting, etc., and not getting it. And for a project that's not in production, like there's so many times where it's like, oh, sorry, it's so far along, we can't fix this color that's messed up on this figure, sorry, we'll have to try again on the next time. This is a year out, so it wasn't, I mean, they could have literally said, all right, McKinley, Ula are coming, and just show a picture of Ula, just like they did with McKinley. There was no, here's a grayscale mock-up that we've done of the Rancor Keeper, he's all set. They didn't have time to do that, and they could have just done it with Ula too, and nobody would have cared, and I think it would have gone over. Anyway, that's that with the Rancor project. And so with that failure, and I guess maybe the Star Wars team was hoping that this would succeed, because we got the big reveal, not so much reveal, but the news that, hey, the latest Star Wars Black Series, the Mandalorian largely focused set, is now up for pre-order. So good news. All that money that you didn't spend back in the Rancor, your credit card is now freed up that you can get this latest case of Black Series figures. This includes Princess Leia from the end of Star Wars and the Yavin celebration, Boba Fett, Bib Fortuna, who somehow got some blue paint dumped on him. he's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. No one can complain about why he has so much blue paint because we're just seeing it now, and it's too far along. People are actually finding this wave in Target right now, so it's kind of way too late. And there are a few more other characters, more New Hope guys. Lots of good additions to the set. Of course, my big one is Fennec, because Mandalorian is all about everything with Star Wars these days. And of course, speaking of that, also going up for pre-order tomorrow is the deluxe Star Wars Book of Boba Fett figure. Really good timing. The Book of Boba Fett is coming out later this month on Disney Plus, and we can see this figure and pre-order it tomorrow. That's good timing from the Star Wars team on that end. And also, I mentioned this earlier, the Skystriker for the GI Joe HasLab is in its final hours. Right now, with 14 hours to go, it has a little under 2,000 backers needed to hit its target goal to move forward of 10,000 backers. I think with this much time left and it being so close, we'll probably see that one go through, because with that 11 o'clock hour last night, it was really fascinating to see how many people really were like, nah, we've got to get this thing pushed forward. It seemed dead in the water at 9:30. Then all of a sudden everyone remembered, oh, this is the last day to back the Rancor. I think given how early it is right now with the Skystriker and that last minute surge that is pretty much guaranteed to come at this point, Skystriker will get done. So we'll probably see that, be able to add that to our GI Joe collections. So let me know what you think. Why the Rancor failed? Was it just because Hasbro didn't understand what everybody wanted? Was it just a crushing blow to the marketing team? Or do you think we'll actually see this Rancor project come back up one more time? We'll find out. So thanks so much for watching. This episode of Lyles Figure Files has been filed.